Look, I'm not here to waste your time. What I'm about to tell you is the kind of knowledge people in power never want you to hear. It's the stuff they study in private while pretending it doesn't exist. The kind of truths that get books banned and reputations destroyed. For the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the unfiltered operating manual for human nature. Not the feel-good version they teach in school. Not the watered-down version you hear from self-help gurus. The real version. The version that shows you exactly how people actually think, decide, and act. The same version that every successful leader, king, and CEO quietly uses to win. Your father didn't teach you this, your teachers couldn't, and most men will die never knowing it. But you're about to see the game for what it really is. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's the first truth you were never told. People are not rational actors seeking what's best for them. They are emotional creatures, desperately trying to avoid pain and chase comfort, even if it destroys them in the long run. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." Translation: people make decisions based on what looks good, not what is good. And once you understand that, you start seeing it everywhere. Think about your friend who keeps asking for your advice on dating, but ignores it because it would require effort, discipline, and maybe even a little discomfort. Or your coworker who constantly complains about being broke while dropping $5 every single day at Starbucks. Or the woman who insists she wants a kind, stable man, yet repeatedly chooses the complete opposite. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Most people don't want the truth if it makes them uncomfortable. They don't want solutions if those solutions require discipline. They want to feel good right now, and that single fact shapes almost every decision they make. So what does that mean for you? It means if you want to influence someone, you never try to logic them into something. Logic doesn't move people. Feelings do. If you come at someone with nothing but facts and statistics, you might as well be speaking another language. But if you can tap into how they want to feel, the image they want to project, or the story they want to believe about themselves, you can guide their decisions without them even realizing it. This is why so many smart men lose arguments to people they think are less intelligent. They're swinging with facts, while the other person is throwing emotional knockout punches. Guess which one lands harder? Let me give you a rule that will serve you for the rest of your life. Don't tell people what's best for them. Show them what makes them feel better about themselves, and they'll convince themselves it was their own idea. This doesn't mean lying. It means framing your message so it fits the emotional filter that already runs their life. Because every human being is walking around with a deep, unspoken question. Does this make me feel safer, stronger, more attractive, or more respected? Most men try to win by proving they're right. Alpha men win by making people feel understood. When you master this, you don't just win arguments, you control the room without saying a word. Once you accept that people are emotional first and logical second, you stop wasting time trying to convince them with evidence. Instead, you show them a vision that lights up their emotions and watch their logic fall perfectly in line. That's why Machiavelli's first truth is so dangerous. Because once you see it, you can never look at people the same way again. Your father probably told you that loyalty is everything, that you should be loyal to your friends, to your company, to your woman, no matter what. Sounds noble, but here's the truth Machiavelli understood, and most men never learn. Loyalty without reciprocity isn't loyalty. It's exploitation. Machiavelli said, since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved. Now that doesn't mean you have to be some tyrant walking around scaring people. It means this: if you rely on people's love to keep them loyal, you're already vulnerable, because love without respect fades. But fear, the healthy kind, the kind rooted in respect for your strength and value, keeps people from crossing you. Think about the most successful men you know. Are they blindly loyal to everyone around them? No. They're strategically loyal. They understand loyalty is a contract, not a gift. It has to go both ways or it means nothing. That friend who only calls when he needs something? He's not loyal to you. That company that talks about family values while laying off workers to protect the executive bonuses? Not loyal to you. That woman who keeps her options open while expecting your full commitment? Absolutely not loyal to you. Here's the part that stings for a lot of men. If you keep giving loyalty where it's not returned, you're not being virtuous. You're being a fool. And fools get used. Fools get betrayed. Fools get walked on until there's nothing left. You have to be generous with your loyalty, but ruthless in withdrawing it the moment the contract is broken. And when I say ruthless, I don't mean angry or emotional. I mean decisive. Once someone shows you they won't stand for you when it matters, you stop giving them the chance to prove it again. Because here's what really happens when you keep rewarding disloyalty. You teach people it's okay to disrespect you. You teach them that your loyalty is free and therefore worthless. And once they know that, they will never value it or you. Again, Machiavelli's wisdom here is simple. Inspire loyalty through strength and value, not through neediness and dependence. People stay loyal to those they believe are strong, capable, and willing to walk away. They betray those who are desperate to hold on, no matter how they're treated. So ask yourself, am I loyal because it's earned, or because I'm afraid to lose someone? One answer makes you a man of strength, the other makes you a target. When you start operating with strategic loyalty, something interesting happens. Your relationships, friendships, business partnerships, romances get sharper and cleaner. The wrong people fall away fast. The right people stick harder than ever. And you stop wasting years of your life investing in people who would never do the same for you. Because in the end, loyalty is like any other currency. It only has value if it's rare and if it's backed by something real. Spend it wisely, and never let anyone convince you that being loyal to the wrong person makes you honorable. It only makes you replaceable. Your reputation isn't about being liked, it's about being respected. Machiavelli understood this better than almost anyone. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Translation: perception is reality in human interactions. People will treat you based on what they think you are, not on the truth. Most men misunderstand this. They think authenticity means showing everything about themselves to everyone. They think if people just knew the real them, everything would change. But here's the truth they can't handle. The real you isn't what matters. What matters is the version of you that serves your goals. This is where strategic authenticity comes in. You don't fake who you are. You filter who you are. You control what people see while staying true to your core. You lead with the qualities that help you and keep the rest for the people who've earned your trust. Want to be seen as competent? Never complain about problems, only present solutions. Want to be seen as valuable? Don't always be available. Scarcity creates value. Want to be seen as powerful? Never explain your decisions to people who have no power to affect them. The men who complain about being misunderstood usually have the weakest reputations. Why? Because they've let other people define their image for them. They've made their reputation a democracy, open to anyone's vote. And when you do that, the loudest critics will always shout the longest. Your reputation should be a fortress, built intentionally, defended constantly. That means consistency. It means mystery. It means controlled vulnerability. Share just enough of yourself to be relatable, but never so much that people can predict or control you. Think about it. The most magnetic people you've met had a mix of familiarity and mystery. You felt like you knew them, but there was always something more, just out of reach. That's not an accident. That's strategy. Because here's the harsh truth. If you leave your reputation to chance, you've already lost control of it. And when you lose control of how people see you, you lose control of how they treat you. Machiavelli knew this. The man who masters perception doesn't need to constantly defend himself. His reputation speaks before he walks into the room, and it speaks louder than his critics ever could. So protect it, shape it, and never forget, in the game of power, respect will take you further than being liked ever will. Your father probably taught you to avoid conflict, to be peaceful, to get along with everyone. It sounds noble, but it's the fastest way to get blindsided in life. Machiavelli said, "There is no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others." What does that mean? It means conflict isn't something that just happens to you. It's always there, quietly moving in the background. And if you're not prepared, you're already losing. In your career, someone is always looking to take your position. In your relationship, there's always another man who would happily take your place. In your social circle, there's always someone testing your boundaries to see how far they can push you. You might not see these as wars, but they are. Small, constant power struggles. And the men who succeed aren't surprised by them. They expect them. They prepare for them during times of peace. Here's the secret. When you're ready for conflict, you rarely have to fight it. Why? Because people can sense your readiness. They can tell you're not an easy target, and they move on to someone weaker. That means building your skills when you don't need them, saving money when you're making it, networking when you don't need favors, staying in shape when there's no immediate threat. Preparation is protection. Machiavelli put it like this: the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. You have to be both. The strategist who spots danger early and the force strong enough to make danger think twice about touching you. Here's the mistake nice men make. They think avoiding conflict keeps the peace, but avoiding conflict only delays it, and when it finally comes, they're unprepared. It's like leaving a leak in your roof because it's not that bad yet. By the time it's bad enough to act, the damage is already done. So don't start wars, but be ready to finish them. Be the man who can smile calmly in the face of provocation, because he knows exactly what he'll do if the line is crossed. That confidence is magnetic. It earns respect without a single punch thrown. The men who win in life aren't the ones who fight the most. They're the ones who are too prepared to be fought at all. Here's the biggest lie you were probably told growing up. Just be nice and people will like you. It sounds harmless until you realize it's the reason so many men feel invisible, walked on, and overlooked. Machiavelli understood the difference between being nice and being good. Being nice is about avoiding discomfort. Being good is about doing what's right, even when it upsets people. This is why women say they want a nice guy, but end up with the man who challenges them, tests them, and doesn't bend over backwards to please them. Because deep down, they don't respect nice, they respect strong. Nice guys avoid difficult conversations. Good men have them. Nice guys say what people want to hear. Good men say what people need to hear. Nice guys chase approval. Good men earn respect. Look at the most powerful men in the world. CEOs, leaders, champions in their field. Are they nice in the way most people define it? Not even close. But they're fair. They're just. They help others when it's deserved, and they have the backbone to say no without apology. Here's the truth. Weakness wrapped in niceness is repulsive. Strength wrapped in kindness is magnetic. You can be kind without letting people walk all over you. You can be generous without being taken advantage of. You can be good without being nice. Machiavelli warned, men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. If you are always agreeable, always trying to keep everyone happy, you make yourself the perfect target for deception. Being good means sometimes saying no when everyone expects you to say yes. It means protecting your boundaries even if it makes people uncomfortable. It means standing firm in your values even when it costs you something in the short term. The truth is, being nice is easy. It costs you nothing up front, but it drains you slowly until there's nothing left. Being good is harder. It costs you up front, a little tension, a little discomfort, but it buys you something priceless: respect. So stop trying to be liked by everyone. Start focusing on being the man people can rely on, the man whose word means something, the man who will do what's right even if it's unpopular. Because nice guys finish last, but strong, good men write the rules of the race. So here we are, 5 truths, 5 lenses that change the way you see every human interaction for the rest of your life. Now you understand that people are emotional first, rational second, that loyalty must be earned and reciprocated, never given blindly, that your reputation isn't an accident, it's a weapon you shape and control, that conflict isn't rare, it's constant, and preparation is the shield that keeps you untouchable, and that strength and goodness are not opposites, but niceness, without strength, is a slow death for your self-respect. Most men will never hear these truths. Some will hear them and do nothing, but a rare few, the ones who change their lives, the ones who rise above the noise, they'll take this knowledge and apply it. They'll walk into rooms with presence. They'll navigate relationships with clarity. They'll spot traps before they're set and command respect without having to demand it. This isn't about becoming manipulative. It's about becoming unshakable. It's about knowing the game everyone else is playing while they pretend they're not playing at all. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." But above all, never be ignored. Now you have what you need to never be ignored again. If this opened your eyes, if it gave you even one insight that made you stop and think, then don't let it end here. Like this video so it reaches more people who need to hear it. Drop a comment with the truth that hit you the hardest. Share this with someone who's still playing life on easy mode and wondering why they're losing. And most importantly, subscribe to Inner Alchemy right now, because this is just the beginning. In the next video, I'll break down one of Machiavelli's most dangerous strategies: how to make people desperate to earn your approval. But be warned, once you hear it, you'll never see human behavior the same way again.